Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am live this Wednesday morning, and today I'm going to actually be showing you guys a kit. So we have lots of retiring products still, and I was tempted to show you guys something with retiring product, but it's just gotten so hard because things are moving so quickly. I wasn't sure that what I'd show you would still be available. So this kit is definitely available. It's brand new this month and it is adorable. I'm going to switch over to my desktop and we're going to get started. All right, so in this kit, I have actually opened mine up because I wanted to take a quick peek and show a friend, but I haven't actually done any stamping. In this kit, you get your stamp set, and so it's an adorable little one with the cat and dog paws, little bone and a fish, and then Best Friends Forever, Here's to a True Friend, which is a fabulous sentiment, I'll always be by your side, and You Make My Heart Happy. So some wonderful sentiments to use on any cards, but absolutely adorable with these cute little critters. In your kit, you'll get a block as well and some awesome little gold adhesive back hearts. So those are wonderful to have. Every kit comes with a full set of instructions. Now, I always forget that these are here because when you originally get your kit, these are actually going to be on the very bottom. But you do have the instructions there. We actually get the stuff to make 4 different cards. You've got cats and dogs in here. And then we have our instructions on how to make the 2 different layouts. And then you can do like choose, do you want the cat or do you want the dog kind of idea. So I love our kits for that because they show you exactly where to put the adhesive, exactly what to do. And then in our kits, I'm just going to move this box out of the way now. In our kits, you get things like the labels to stamp on. You get your pre-designed cats and dogs, and these are just like you just pop them out. And so I always like to save time and just do them all at once like that. So you've got your little critters, your labels. Let's put all these things where I won't lose them. Here you've got your hearts and these awesome little stitched squares. You've got your stitched circles, some more adhesive, and the envelopes. I always adore the envelopes. You get 2 designs here, and it's got like the little spot for a seal or whatever, and they're just adorable. Love, love, love the envelopes. And then, of course, your pre-printed card bases. And what I love about these is they're white on the inside. So if you are using them as is, you've got a nice surface to write on. You don't need an extra piece of cardstock or anything. Now, I must admit, I very, very rarely use them as is. I almost always mount them onto cardstock to make the cards just a little bit sturdier because this is more like a regular cardstock thickness, and I like to use a thick cardstock thickness on my cards. So I'll show you how I do that, what I do. All right, so those are all the bits that come in your kit. So let's get started with our green base here. So that's the first base that they're suggesting we use. Now for this one, I am going to trim this down. I don't want to use kind of the thinner card. So what I do is I'm actually going to go over and use my guillotine. And for this one, because it really comes out close to the edges, I'm actually going to cut it right on the fold line at 4 1/4 and put this whole piece onto a old olive card base with no border. Usually I will cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, but these ones go right out to the edges, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to go give that a little trim. 4 1/4. There we go. And then, of course, this little piece that I cut off, I'm not getting rid of it. I will be using it. So I will save this and I will use it for an alternative card. It's a lovely piece of cardstock. So I'm going to take this piece that I cut and I'm going to adhere it directly onto an old olive card base so that it fills up the whole front. So to do that, I like to use my liquid glue because I can wiggle it around. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Good morning. I am using StreamYard today, so if you haven't signed into StreamYard, it's just going to come up as Facebook user, and I'll be able to see who's saying hi later when I go back to Facebook and respond to comments and stuff. But if you want me to know who you are right now, you can either just add your name to the end of your comment, or if you sign in with StreamYard and give them permissions to show your name, then I'll see right away on StreamYard who's commenting. All right, so there we go. I've glued that onto the front. Now, because I've used an old olive card base, I am also going to put a piece of basic white on the inside so that I have a nice writing spot. So, of course, you do not have to do this kind of modification to your cards. The cards can be created just as is, and then you would have a white inside already. I just like to make mine a little bit sturdier. All right. So with that done, you can see I've got just a little white trim there. So I am going to use my guillotine and cut that off as well. Here we go. It's a very thin trim. Excellent. So now that I've got my card base kind of modified, we're going to continue. So the next step is to grab one of these Calypso coral squares that they've got, and I'm actually going to punch out the two little hearts and of course save those. Those aren't going anywhere. So I've got that. And then the next step, oh, sorry, I skipped a step. I was supposed to stamp some footprints first before I go ahead and add that. So the ink that comes in this kit is an old olive spot. I tend not to use my spots. I'm going to grab my actual ink pad and open that one up. I'm going to take the little paw. And so which paw you use depends on which animal you're going to use. I am going to use the little dog, so I'm going to grab the dog paw. And we're going to ink that up. So I am actually just going to test this out on a scrap paper. It's a new Stampin'. Sometimes I find they just need a little bit of, like, rub them on some paper, ink them up. Sometimes I'll even ink them up with a Versamark first. Okay, there we go. Now it looks like I might have. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we've got a good image going. So with our good image going, we're going to put a dog paw up here. And I'm going to put another one right down here. All right. And actually, you know what? I'm going to throw one on the inside of our card as well because we put that white layer in. And so there we have another one on the inside of our card. And if we wanted to, we could put one on the envelope too. They're already kind of cute, but let's see. I think this one we're going to pair up with a Calypso coral envelope. So I'm going to go and throw one. Actually, oh, I know what this is for now. There we go. I'm going to decorate my little circle on my envelope. So sweet. All right. So that is, oh, no, we have our sentiment to do as well. So I'm going to grab one of our banners here. Just like that. And we're going to stamp our sentiment on there. So let's see, I need a block for that. Now you do get the paper pumpkin block with the kit. And now they're suggesting we use the You Make My Heart Happy because we've got those little hearts there on our Calypso Coral Square as well. I think I'm going to go with that one. It's pretty sweet. You Make My Heart Happy. Pop that on there. And this is a sentiment, so I find they're less likely to need kind of anything in terms of prepping your stamp. Thinner lines, it's always easier. So there we go. You Make My Heart Happy. Oh, so sweet. It is such an adorable kit. It reminds me of some dog and cat paper that we had a few years ago. And so I'm so excited to see that they've kind of brought back that watercolory look and created these little guys. And I love that you can kind of decide for yourself if you want the cat or the dog. All right. So now it looks like we put all of this together with our dimensionals. We only got the one adhesive, so I guess that's what we're using. So I do like Stampin' Up's kit dimensionals. They're just a tad bit thicker than regular dimensionals. And let's see, they just recommend doing the 4. And then we're also going to put dimensionals on the back of our banner. And we're also going to grab our little critter. And so I am grabbing my little puppy dog and just put 3 on there. There we go. And now we just put the card together. So pull these off. This square goes on just below the paw prints. So we want to be able to see both paw prints. And looks like we try and center it. All right. There. Then we're going to put our sentiment on here. And they've got the sentiment going right off to the edge and down below our square, like that. And then finally we put our little puppy dog on here, or the kitty cat if you want to use the kitty cat. And have them just kind of sitting. Don't let them cover up your hearts. Have them just kind of sitting on top of that sentiment, just like that. And finally, we're going to put one of our adhesive hearts onto this. Oh, come on. There we go. I've got the package open. All right, so we're going to take one of these hearts and put that on just like that. And that is our first card done. And so we can create this little guy with the dog and with the cat. And aside from, which image you choose, it's going to be exactly the same process. So that is our first card complete. I'm going to put that one off to the side for right now, along with our envelope that we stamped. And we'll design the second one. So I think this one, we'll design it with the kitty cat so that you get to see both. So we're going to use the other card base. You get 4 of each of these card bases, so lots to work with. All right, so with this one, I am again going to trim this, and they've done the watercolors quite close to the edge. So again, I am not going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4 like I normally would. I'm just going to cut it right at the 4 1/4. For this one, you do have some choices. You could put it onto a crumb cake background, or you can just pop it right onto a white card. There we go. So I've got that trimmed, and I think for mine, I might pop it straight onto a white card. Then there won't be any need for creating a white liner or anything. And that can just go straight onto the card front. And because we've got that white background, it kind of works. It's, you know, it's not a big loss that we don't have the colored card. So I'm going to use my liquid glue to adhere that directly onto there. And then I have that stronger hold. I also have a card that opens the way I prefer. I don't like having folds at the tops of my cards. I like them to be able to stand up really sturdy. So that allows me to do this with this new cardstock as my base. All right. And this is just a piece of thick white that I'm using as the base on this. Okay, there we go. So we've got that attached. Now that we have that attached to our card base, we're going to go ahead and start our stamping. So I can put away my glue. And now we're using a kitty cat. So I'm going to clean up this. Oh my, that was sticky. Oh, this was wet. That's why. I'm just going to clean up this image and swap it off for the other paw. And let's see, where's my stamp set go? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to grab the little kitty cat paw. Pop that onto my block. And there we go. So the first thing that they're showing us to do is to grab our old olive again. And I'm just going to do this one up on here. There we go. All right. So we're going to stamp a paw right onto our card front here, just in the corner. There. And then we're going to take the circle piece that we have here. We're going to pop that out. I'm going to save that circle, of course. And then I've got this border. Now I just want to double check. Yeah, it should go, it's kind of longer in one direction than the other. So it should go like that. And we're going to put a few paw prints on this frame as well. So we'll put one up there. And we'll put one down here. All right, so now we kind of have 3 paw prints visible on our card, just like that. So let's grab a banner. Looks like all of our pieces, all of our cards have the same banner. So we got lots of these. And then we can just, all the sentiments fit on there. And so I'm going to clean my other sentiment and switch it up. This one says, I'll always be by your side. But of course, you can choose any of the sentiments. They all fit on here. And I think I might do best friends forever. Actually, maybe not, because there's only one on there. So always by your side. Let's do that. And then we'll maybe do another card where I do 2 of them together. And we'll do best friends forever. There we go. So we're going to ink that one up with our old olive. Stamp that on there. There. And I can close up my ink now. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to use the paw on my envelope before. Now, I realized I didn't mention it, although you might have seen me do it. When I stamped the paw on my envelope, I put my envelope upside down so that when I close that flap, the paw will be right side up. There we go. So just like that. And we could do one on the inside as well if we wanted. So there's our envelope. And let's now attach everything. So everything, again, goes on with our dimensionals. So let's grab this. I'm going to put one in each corner. And pop this onto our card. just like that. So this one, we are kind of putting it closer to the right than to the left, but then trying to center it top to bottom. All right, like that. And then we're going to grab our sentiment. Now, when we do the sentiment, let's see. Oh, they say just to throw them on there, however, so we're going to put one on each end. And of course, we don't want to cover up our paw. And I do want it to go down just so that the white part's kind of level with the bottom of the square that we've added on here. Okay, so the black's just kind of hanging off. And then let's grab our kitty cat. And this time we're going to grab this little guy with the ball of yarn. So cute. Oh my gosh. All right. And we're going to put some dimensionals behind him. So kind of there, there, and there. Peel those off. And so his little tail is going to kind of go over the words and over the top of this. And just like that. And then finally, we're going to take a little heart and pop it down right here. There you go. And that is our finished card. So I am going to throw one more paw print to the inside of this card. So I'm going to grab my old olive again. And pop one on the inside here. There we go. Super cute. So those are the 2 card designs. You get 8 cards total in this kit, and it's just the sweetest. Now, what I want to do, though, is I'll just quickly show you our finished cards here. So we've got our kitty cat and our dog. And then, of course, we could have used the other cat or the dog here on these cards to switch them up, so you can kind of decide what you want to do. Now, you do get 4 of each of your critters, which means if you make 4 dogs and 4 cats, you're going to be left over with 4 of this dog and 4 of this cat, which is kind of awesome. And then you can use those extra pieces to make some alternatives. Or, you know, if you do 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 cats, 2 dogs, then you'll have 2 of everything left over to do some creating. So that's exactly what I am going to do right now, is do a couple of alternative cards and show you what else can be done with your extras. So you'll have to have extra envelopes because you only get 4 of each envelope. So you'll need extra envelopes, extra cardstock, and you might even want some extra like ink colors and stuff like that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Is I'm going to grab, let's start with the kitty cat. I'm going to grab that kitty cat paw and I'm going to clean it up. And I do love the colors here. We've got the gray and old olive. Oh, it is such a cute kit. Yeah, definitely. You definitely want to grab this one. All right, so we do have these pieces left over. And then let's see, will we have any left over? 1, 2, 3. Will we have any leftover banners? So we get to make 4 cards. We've done 2. So we'll have 4. Okay, so we actually end up with 4 extra banners as well. So that's really nice. And then we have the circle from our previous card, and we are also left with, we had the hearts from our previous card. I popped those off. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. All right, so we are left with quite a few extra pieces when you finish making all 8 of the cards that come with the kit. So this isn't even like I'm not taking away from our kit. I'm not saying don't make all the cards. If you make all of the cards in the kit, you are going to be left over with 4 circles, all these hearts. You'll have the 2 hearts from each. So 4 sets of these, 4 extra banners. And if you cut up your cards like I do, then you'll end up with these 2 extra pieces of cardstock as well. So I think for one of our cards, we're actually going to do something like this. We're going to take this old olive piece, our little hearts that we got, and oh, I know exactly what we're doing. All right. It just came to me. Sometimes I come into this and I have like no plan. That was kind of today. I just thought there's so much cuteness here. It will come to me, and it sure did. All right. So we're going to do that. And I love this Here's to a True Friend. So we're going to use that sentiment. And I'm going to put that onto a block. There we go. All right. So let's see what we can design with this. So the first thing I want to do is take this extra piece of old olive, and I am going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4. You could also use some dies, have some fun with it. Actually, I'm wondering if I want to make it super cute. I'm just going to double check for a second here, guys, because before I go ahead and use these, I want to make sure that they'll be available to you. I know they're on the retiring list. Oh, good. They're still available. Excellent. All right. So what I'm going to do, hi, Denise. I am actually going to grab my scallop contour dies, and we're going to cut a really fun border out of this piece. If you guys don't have these dies, you really should grab them before they're gone, and they're actually on sale right now. Let's see. Scalloped contour dies. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? There they are. All right, so mine are kind of messy, but they're really beautiful dies with all sorts of scalloped edging and everything. I'm wondering, oh, it is big enough. Excellent. All right, I am actually going to cut this out with this awesome scalloped contour die. Now I can't do this in my mini because it's just a little bit wide, so I'm going to take it over to my big machine and cut that out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so there we have it. I've got that cut out, and I do just need to poke out the edges a little bit. So I'm just going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, handy little thing to have, and just finish popping those out. And now we have the sweetest little background to put onto our card, but I'm going to add a little bit more fun to it with one of our stamped images. All right, there we go. So we have our sweet little scallop contour background. You could put this onto really any card base that you want. Not sure I'm going to use white though. Might be just a little too... Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to go grab one of our new colors, because I can't remember if this is actually our new basic beige or not. It is. All right, let's just see. So Stampin' Up! Has a new catalog coming. Oh, it's very close. And we have a new neutral coming in the new catalog called Basic Beige. Kind of exciting. It's like not a crumb cake, not a vanilla. It's just a really perfect neutral beige. So I'm going to grab a piece of that, and I'm going to cut that into a card base. So I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. and cut that at 5.5. And there we go. So now, oh, I like that a lot better than white. There we go. So now we've got that, and that can go on there. Oh, so lovely. There we go. We'll be able to use those. Now I want to add a bit more interest to this background. So on this piece of old olive that I've got, I'm going to take that little bone and my old olive ink, and I am actually going to stamp all the way across this on a diagonal. Let's move everything out of the way. And I am going to kind of like let this little bone like twist and turn, change directions, that kind of thing. And we're going to do a full diagonal, top right to bottom left. Now, really, I can skimp out on the center piece here because most of that's going to be covered. Just for myself to be able to continue my diagonal nicely, I just stamp the whole thing. All right, and like that in the corner. All right, we might add a few more to that, but we'll see. I think that's going to be a great start, is those little doggy bones on a diagonal like that. All right, so this is going to go onto our card front. This is going to go onto our card as well. I might actually do even more. We'll see. And then, let's see. That's going to fit nicely across our card. So I'm just going to see how it works with the little puppy dog here. Pop him on. Oh my gosh, he's so adorable. So adorable. All right. Oh, that's going to be perfect. All right, so we're going to stamp our sentiment across our circle. Here's to a true friend. There we go. And I think I'm going to do more bones on here. I think I'm going to cover the whole thing. Forget the diagonal thing. We're going to just like put bones everywhere. Hopefully that doesn't make it too busy, but I think we'll be fine. It's pretty subtle. It's just so sweet. And then, so it's like basically we're creating our own little DSP here. There we go. And let's try and get some different angles going. Just like that. A few more here. And actually, we're going to leave it like that. Okay, and we'll put 2 on the inside as well. Maybe make it 3. Nope, you know what? We're going to actually scatter them all the way across the bottom in like a little pattern like that. Okay, just like that. All right. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. So there we've got our fun little patterned background. We're going to get our sentiment and our little puppy dog and those extra hearts that we had. And we're going to put this all together, mostly using dimensionals, and I'm going to use just a little bit of glue for those hearts. They don't need to be popped up. And there's our first alternative card. Now, I think we'll also have extra of the gold hearts because 3 more. So yeah, we'll have 4 extra gold hearts as well. So we can use those if we want. So let's grab our dimensionals, and I'm going to actually use some mini glue dots for those hearts, but I'm going to attach them afterwards so that I can put them on with exactly how my card gets laid out. All right, so I want to make sure that my Here's to a True Friend and the legs on my puppy dog are parallel. And then I'm going to use dimensionals on the back as like tape or glue to keep that bit together. All right. Kind of saves me ending up with some weird overlapping. So that's going to go just like that. And then this piece, you could glue this down or dimensional it. I'm going to dimensional mine. So I'm going to do the 4 corners, and then because this is such a large piece, I'm going to do 2 in the middle as well. All right. There we go. Pull that all off. And let's line this up. Oh, got a little stray. There we go. So center that on our card front. Now we're going to take these, and I feel like that needs one more dimensional. Peel off these backings. And we'll pop that onto our card front. And then these little guys I'm going to attach with my mini glue dots. So there's a few ways you can do this. You could use your take a pick tool to pick them up, which I might have to do for a smaller heart. But for my larger heart, I can just put that right onto the mini glue dot and then peel it off. And it sticks perfectly. Now, this other one for the small heart, I actually want to roll it. So I am going to pick it off with my take your pick tool and throw it across the rim. I'm going to put this onto the back of my heart and kind of like let it ball up back there. That way I won't have any adhesive sticking out the front of my card. There. All right, and I don't even know if this needs, I don't even think it needs a gold heart, so I'm going to just leave it without. So there is my alternative using just leftover pieces from our kit, the retiring scallop contours die, and the new basic beige cardstock. So that's my first alternative. And then, of course, we have to do one more alternative because we have to use that other little kitty cat. I can't not. It's just too sweet. So let me just clear some of this out of the way so we have some space to design again. We'll keep out our old olive ink. We'll remember that we have 4 extra gold hearts and some extra sentiments. And I didn't use these sentiments on our last one, so I'm going to use one of them on this one. Why not? We've got them. And I'm going to grab this little kitty cat. Oh, thanks, Denise. This kit is like absolutely the cutest. I just am loving it. All right. Now, if we've got that, and oh, I feel this is going to be so cute too. All right. Now, I actually just happen to have a piece of petal pink cardstock on my desktop from, I don't even know what I was doing, but I had one here. I'm going to use this as a background. We don't need all of those cats. We're just going to use one of them for this card. I'm going to take this piece, I guess it's basic beige, and I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Now I could totally use that scallop contours die again if I wanted, but for this one, I want it a little less busy because of what I'm going to do in the background. So trim that down to 4 by 5 1/4, and that will then just layer so nicely onto our petal pink card base that we've got here. And the petal pink matches up so cutely with his little ears and everything. Oh, actually, maybe I don't like that. Maybe I'm going to end up with another old olive card base. Might be too pink. We'll see as we go. All right. Now our sentiment for this one, I think the only one we haven't used is Best Friends Forever. So why don't we do that one? So I am going to clean up this sentiment and switch blocks. All right. So I'll always be by your side. You can go back on here. I'm going to grab that little fish just because maybe I'll put it on the inside of my card or something. I don't think I'm going to use it on the card front, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Anything can happen. I don't want to forget to use them. Oh, actually. I wonder. Okay, maybe we will use it on the card front. All right. So my initial thought was that we would actually do some old olive pop prints. Oh, good. I still have the cat print up. Excellent. So we were going to use the old olive, and this is a little bit tricky, but I'm going to use my grid to help me. We're going to do a pattern of paws on the background. But now I'm wondering if I'm going to use the petal pink. Maybe I don't want the green. Maybe I want to use Calypso Coral. Or petal pink ink. Let's do a little test. So my green will actually show up really nicely. Will my Calypso Coral be too dark? Let's see. That's going to be really dark. I can feel it's going to be too dark. That's going to be way too dark. And I don't know where my petal pink is right now. I've got it packed out for a class. So, oh, I know where it is. It's not packed out for a class. Excellent. Let's see if petal pink would be too soft. Okay, so let's clean that. So this is what designing is like when I'm designing for a card class, is I'm just grabbing things and trying different things. Okay, that might end up being too light. All right, we're going to stick with Old Olive and see what happens. And if I don't like it, then, oh well, we've only wasted the back of a card. So we are going to kind of line this up so that I can see where like a halfway point would be on my card. And I'm going to come in and stamp a paw. And then I'm going to stamp another paw beside it. Oops, that was a little lower, darn it. And another paw beside it. Okay, not the best stamping straight I've ever done. Oh, I could stamp off the coral. What a good idea. All right, well, we'll see what happens here. All right, so I'm going to keep going with this and see if I can get these a little bit straighter. I guess I could always use a ruler to help with that. Should have done that in the first place. All right. I don't know if that's going to get in the way of my block, though, but we'll see. Okay, and there we go. And so I'm going to, oh, I might have put those too close together as well. Now let's see if I like that with the green. Oh, I don't at all. Okay, we're going to do stamped off coral just like Denise suggested. Such a good idea. And maybe so this doesn't go to waste, we'll do stamped off coral on white and we'll skip having any beige on here at all. All right. That will tie in our petal pink, not pretty pink, our petal pink a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to grab this piece of paper so I can do my stamping off nicely. Now that I figured out those were too close, and to use a ruler, we're going to get going here. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, so use my ruler to get these straight. So the way you use a ruler to get these straight is you can see then if your card is straight, and actually I shouldn't bother with that on there. I should just put this straight down to start. Okay, like that. And like that. All right, so now we can use that to, actually, you know what? And now that we're not going to be, I can actually just use petal pink. I don't even need the Calypso, although the Calypso's got such a nice look. All right, we're going to do Calypso. Okay, so this is just the back of that basic beige, just because I don't want to waste it. So there we go. I just stamped off one, and then stamp that there, and stamp off. And I'm going to do this one over just a bit more than I had the last one. There we go. So 3 little paws, and then I'm going to lower that down, and I'm going to do 3 more, and I'm just going to keep doing this down our card front. There we go. And again. So you can use the lines to make sure you're straight. There we go. Okay. So hopefully I'll be able to fit 5 onto this card front as I go. There. And just like that. And then we'll be able to put one more set on here. And then I might trim this up because it looks like it won't be completely even in there. There we go. Oh, actually that worked out perfectly. I've got a nice border all the way around. Okay, so with that done, we've got a really neat little paw background. I am now going to start decorating the front of this. Now, I think I am going to use, oh, it's a little bit big, actually. So I'm not going to use that Best Friends Forever. It kind of goes down, and I don't like that. So I think Here's to a True Friend is what we're going to use. And that one will be nice too, because it will be able to go underneath the kitty cat, and that'll work out really, really well. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get my old olive ink again and stamp that. But I am going to put it kind of lower so that our cat can hang lower over top. So here's to a True Friend. There we go. And those two I'm going to kind of stick together using my dimensionals again. Uh-oh, where did, oh, they're there. And so I'm going to do that, and that, that, that. All right, and because I'm excessive, one more. All right, so all those dimensionals just to hold up a little kitty cat. There we go. And I think we'll put that. Okay, I'm actually going to kind of center it. So it's going to take out like the 4th row. That's okay. There we go. All right. So there is our kitty cat on the background that we created. And then we do have these extra hearts. So I am going to grab one of those gold hearts and pop it on here right beside the kitty cat, just like that. And then this piece that we created can go onto our petal pink background, and super duper sweet. So you could go a little bit more random with the paws if you wanted. I just really liked having that. And then I wonder, because although a fish and a cat are not true friends, I kind of feel like I need something in this space, and I'm not sure what it could be. It's not going to be a dog bone for sure, but I'm not sure a fish is the right thing either. And the paws are too big, I think. Yeah, the paws are too big to add in there. So, well, the fish are exactly the right size. That's kind of weird though. No, I'm going to skip it. I'm just going to leave it. All right, so let's grab our liquid glue, and we're going to glue this down to our card front. You know what? We could actually grab some other embellishments and pop those into that space. That's what we can do. So I think in that space to kind of fill in, because it just feels a little bit empty to me. Let's grab, I think these ones will do. So we have these are carrying over. These are the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. And I think that they will, oh, actually it's not quite the right color. Oh, darn it. I was thinking because of the gold, but well, maybe it's just throwing me off because I've got the, and then actually let's put one down there and we'll get one of the smaller ones. So we'll actually come in like that, and I think that just kind of fills in the space a little bit. So we're just going to use those gems. There we go. And that just kind of takes away that emptiness. Oh no, I'm losing gems. There we go. All right, so yeah, Pretty Pink and, no, Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. So that is what we did just to fill in that extra space. There we go. So that is our second card, alternative card, and we have really truly used up like all the excess pieces in our kit by doing that. So I'm going to show you guys one more time. These were my two alternative cards, and then our two, oh, there's one. Ah, there it is. And our two original cards from this By Your Side kit. So it is absolutely adorable. And so much you can do with it. And the stamp set with the sentiments, the paws, and then the little fish in the bone just make it so easy to use this set with your extra pieces and to do other things with it. So I hope you enjoyed this kit. I hope you enjoyed the alternatives. I'm super excited to do some more stamping with this one and create some more alternatives because, of course, I've got still some excess pieces to use. So thank you so much for joining. And I do have a special going on this week, well, all month long. Any orders over $65 get a copy of the April Crafty Collaborations tutorial. It's 43 projects using current product. And so it's a great value, great inspiration. And then for this week, with a $75 order, you'll get the tutorial, of course, but I'll also be mailing out a mystery embellishment. So those could be things that have just newly retired. So maybe something you didn't get a chance to grab or wanted more of, and it could be other current product. So just a little mystery surprise embellishment for you with a $75 order. All the info for ordering this kit is in the description of the video, and I will be back next Wednesday, probably with some new product to show you, because I think next Wednesday will be into the 20s in April, and I'll be just too excited not to show you guys some of the new stuff that I've got to play with. All right, see you all later. Bye-bye.